Hi, everyone. This is Steve Turnbull coming to you from First Lutheran Church. I'm talking to you from my office today. Looking forward to seeing you on Sunday and taking on the next chapter of the Big God Story together. The next chapter that we read, or the next part of the story, is probably one of the most well-known passages in the Bible. It's the story of the Ten Commandments, a part of the Bible that even people who've never read the Bible and aren't Christians at all probably have heard about or know something about. When we get together this Sunday, we're going to read the Ten Commandments in worship and then talk a little bit about the role that they play in the life of a follower of Jesus. Because Jesus sets us an interesting example when it comes to God's laws. Jesus shows tremendous grace to people he meets who are in all kinds of broken and sinful situations and shows tremendous grace to sinners, and yet also teaches us that God very much cares how we live and that we are obedient to God. And yet, in all that caring about how we live and our obedience to God, Jesus rarely cites any specific rules or any specific commandments that tell us what to do. And similarly, in the rest of the New Testament, for example, in the letters of the Apostle Paul that he writes to some of the earliest Christian churches, he gives them often very specific and practical instruction for living their lives together in a godly way, but again, almost never gives them commandments to obey or cites commandments from the law. He rather leads them to the example of Jesus, or just has them think about the logic of the gospel itself, of how God has set them free and what God has done in their life to give them new life, and so invites them to be obedient to God in that way. How often do you consciously think about something like the Ten Commandments in your life? How often in the choices that you make do you think about some sort of biblical law or some sort of rule to follow? Or is there something else that guides your behavior? Even when you think you're making the godliest choice you can make, what is it that guides your thinking in that? Do you think we should think about rules more often? Or might that create problems? We're going to talk about these things a whole lot more on Sunday, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there.